Rick, over the years, you've spoken a lot about Indian hockey, you've spoken a lot about Asian hockey. India's struggling yet again. I mean, they've been struggling for 15, 20 years now. Do you really feel that unless this struggle ends and they start getting in the top four, hockey's survival in terms of the subcontinent, in terms of India and Pakistan, is going to be very difficult for both the nations?
Well, I want India and Pakistan to do well. I think for hockey that is the best outcome. And I think the way they play hockey and are capable of playing hockey is the best outcome also. So I'm keen for this to happen. I agree with you. If they continue to not make the finals or be as good as they can be at these tournaments, then the interest will wane and continue to wane. And that will not be good for hockey in the subcontinent. That's not good for hockey anywhere in the world. And so it's really important that this be reversed. And it can be reversed. I believe the talent is there. I still don't think you have the organisation, the structure, the discipline, those things that are necessary at this level now.
When you spoke about organisation and discipline, what goes into an Australian team preparing for a World Cup, for example, or an Indian team preparing for a World Cup? What is the difference that you see?
Well, you look at this World Cup and the last World Cup, and you look at the Olympic Games, you have to play serious teams, hard, difficult, tough matches in the lead up to the tournament. You have to play them all year round. You have to play 30 of these games a year to develop the confidence and the capacity in the players to play at that tempo with that tone that's necessary. If you only play against teams you can do well against and then occasionally go to a tournament and you come third in the Aslan Shah and you think that's enough, it's never enough to prepare for this tournament. You have to have more than that. And I've been saying this for a long time. It's not rocket science.
Okay, I'm asking you a question based on pure assumption. Let's say you are the Indian hockey coach. What is the kind of a time frame a person like you, a coach like you, a player like you would like to take to bring hockey back? I'm not talking of being world champion. I'm just talking of being brought back to a respectable level where people start again saying Indian hockey team. What is that time that a coach or you would look forward to?
You need 4 years to stamp your imprimatur, your mark on the team, and to make a difference, I think. But that's not to say that in a shorter period of time you couldn't start to have some better results, you know. But I think it takes that time to actually put the structure in place underneath and to build the depth that you need and to play enough games of quality to lift the standard of what is happening and for the players to believe. Now, you can have some momentary successes along the way, but long term, and India ought to be saying, well, 4 years' time, Commonwealth Games in New Delhi, we want to be the gold medalists. That's a realistic aim. The Olympic Games in 2 years, if you qualify, and qualification can be hard now, is another possibility. I think qualifications in some ways been made harder for a team like India with the new system, because it'll depend on a one-off match against somebody, and you could find yourself playing England in a one-off game to see if you qualify. That would be scary. So, but you know, I think that would be now. That ought to be one of the steps on the road to being the best team you can be by the next Commonwealth Games. And of course, there's a World Cup in 2010, and that would be part of the aim.
Once in a while, you've spoken about players like you picked up a player like Tejbir and said, well, he's good. He picked up a player like Nitin Kumar and said he's good. Even once, I still remember you said about Ajmer seeing a junior player who was playing in Aslan. Coach, what does he see in a player when he picks him up like that and says, okay, he's good? What does he see in him?
Well, I think you see quality that you think is universal and that is something above the ordinary or different. And maybe you don't know the players well enough just by watching them to know everything about them, but it gives you something that you might hang your hat on. I would be surprised if there weren't very good players all around India who maybe we hadn't seen, and Shavindra is someone who we've seen here has been doing quite well. So that's one of the things you would want to be doing. You would want to be trawling the country to see if we are actually looking at the best talent.